EGM Network.
Welcome to Scouted Treasure Coast. Today we have Allyson King with Halo Animal Rescue. They are one of our Scouted nonprofits this year. Allyson is the Director of Development, and she's here to talk to us about the Animal Rescue Program. And Allyson, thank you for joining us today.
Thank you so much for having me.
So how long have you been there?
Oh gosh, that's an interesting question. I started volunteering in 2013. I was working full-time in a different job. I started grant writing in 2018, and then I was brought in as Director of Development in 2019.
Okay.
So I've been involved with Halo for 13 years, but in this position, 7 years.
Okay. All right. Well, good.
Yeah.
We were just talking before we came on air that you have a lot of fun things scheduled ahead.
Yes. Yes.
Can you tell us a little bit about it?
Well, first thing, it's our 20th anniversary this year.
Okay.
So 2026 celebrates 20 years and over 23,000 lives saved. So we're very excited about that anniversary. We are going to have a birthday party in July, but I can't share details about that just yet.
Okay.
We are a really great thing, which I love because who doesn't? But we're doing kitten yoga at Costa de Este, and we do it. It's our summer series. We're going to have our first one is May 9th, which is Mother's Day weekend. It's on the Saturday before Mother's Day.
Okay.
But it's a really fun event. Get to play with adoptable kittens. The first 30 minutes is very relaxing yoga. It's for all levels, beginner, intermediate, advanced. And then the next 30 minutes, you get to play with kittens and drink mimosas, which sounds like a great Mother's Day gift to me.
Yes, it does. Yes, it does.
So yeah, we have a lot of exciting, fun stuff coming up. We do have a few little events throughout the summer as well.
You just, we were talking, you just had your 5K.
Yep.
Where you broke a record.
We did. We had over 600 runners. We had 602. So we just broke that record. We grossed about $33,000, which is the highest we've ever grossed. It's just exciting. This was our 9th year doing this race, and it's exciting to watch it grow. We started out with like 25 walkers the first year. Okay. So it's just really exciting to watch it grow and watch all the people, who collect the shirts every year, because we do the different shirts every year. And we've added the 9 and under awards, and they're so cute when they get their little medals. And dogs are welcome, so people really love being able to run with their dogs.
Yeah. Only
race in the county that allows that. So it's a fun, unique event for us.
So tell us a little bit about Halo. It's a non-kill. So can you give us some?
So in 2006, Halo was founded. There were no kill rescues in our area. And our founder, who was 26, and she will admit this, so I'm not telling on her. She says she was very naive when she started this rescue. She found a litter of kittens, and their mom had been run over by a car. And she bottle fed these babies and called every shelter in the area. And they said, no, they'll be euthanized. They're not adoptable age. We can't bottle feed them, So she bottle fed them. At the time, she was running a grooming facility, which is where Halo is now located. And she said, I think I want to start a rescue. And that's how we came about. But our entire premise is set on we will never euthanize based on behavioral needs, medical needs, length of stay, age. We try to give them their best shot possible for that second chance to find their forever home. We've developed so many programs over the past years in order to do that. Our Angel Medical program, which is specifically designed for our emergency cases.
Okay.
Not sure if you saw, but we had a cat that their owner unfortunately was unable to pay for their surgery and had to be was going to be euthanized, and the veterinarian said, this is a 6-year-old cat, like, I can't. So called Jackie, who never says no. And after they did the blockage surgery, they found 26 hair ties in this cat. The cat had eaten 26 hair ties. So that is what that program provides for, is situations like that. We also have our Fresh Start program, which is specifically designed for our behavioral cases, our anxiety cases. Our lead trainer, develops a training program specifically designed for each dog.
Okay.
We do, for our harder cases, we do also have our Homeward Bound program, which we have partnered with Canine One Training and Consulting.
Uh-huh.
And they actually go off site. And we've had, I don't want to be exaggerate, but we've had miraculous results with that.
Sure, yeah.
For dogs that we thought were going to be there forever, and he just gets them, out of their shell, he gets them corrected, and we're able to find them homes. So, our entire goal is to continue to develop programs, to give these animals a second chance at life, but also to keep animals in their homes. Helping the community keep their animals, because a lot of times, we see a lot of people who are surrendering because they're being forced to, not because they want to.
Right.
So that's really our goal: keep animals in their homes, and help the ones that get their second chance, that come to us.
So I know you also have a program, which a lot don't, but you have for the older dogs.
Yeah, we have our senior dogs are special in my heart.
Mm-hmm.
We have
senior dogs. That's what it was. I knew it was something, but I couldn't.
Yeah, we have a Sugar Faces foster program specifically for our senior dogs. We want them to spend their golden years in a home, not in a shelter. And the unfortunate reality is that senior dogs spend 10 times longer in the shelter than a younger, healthy dog. So we created the Sugar Faces foster program. For people, all expenses are paid by Halo, but the foster keeps them in their home until such time that they're adopted or their time comes.
Right.
And I love that program. Actually, that's my retirement plan. It's just to foster senior dogs. But we also hold an event every year called Wolf Stock. We have a great donor who, in memory of her husband, she donates a matching grant every year, and the funds raised at Wolf Stock go directly to the care of our senior rescues. So we try to develop programs specifically based on the needs that we're seeing, not only in the community, but also, within the shelter.
That's great that you can do that.
Yeah.
So just to, was there anything, like, what kind of led you into this? Like, were you always, a dog lover, animal lover?
I've always been an animal lover. We had dogs and cats growing up. Actually, one of the stories that my family still tells, whenever I was a teenager, I was walking home and found these 2 kittens, and my mom did not want kittens. Let's just say she had a lot going on. She had 3 kids working full time. Yeah. She did not want kittens, and I walk in with these 2 kittens, and I thought, okay, this is the end of me. She was so upset. But that's, I've pretty much always been into animal rescue, and then got involved in volunteering with Halo, and very new. It was very different back then than it is now. But it's cool to have been there kind of from the beginning to now, to see the growth and the change and the just overall differences, especially just watching the conversation shift on animal rescue.
Right.
Because when I first started, it was very common to have euthanasia rates up to 50% in county shelters.
Which is not right.
And now, a lot of county shelters are going to that no-kill model, which is 90% save rate, which is absolutely incredible. And to see something like that in the past 10 years, you know what I mean? So that's been really exciting. But yeah, I've always been an animal lover. I've 3 dogs and 3 cats at home, and foster kittens. And
yeah. So tell us about volunteer opportunities. Are you in need of...
We always need volunteers. Volunteers are the heartbeat of Halo. We would not be anywhere near what we are today if it wasn't for our volunteers. But there's so many different opportunities. I talk to people all the time. They're like, I just can't go into the shelter. I just cannot go see the animals like that, And I'm like, well, you can volunteer for events. You can be an advocate for Halo. The more that people understand about no-kill rescue, the more advocacy there is, the more exposure there is, the better that we can get into the community and really talk about the things that are important in no-kill animal rescue. I think there are still a lot of, I don't want to say miscommunications about what no-kill rescue is and what we do.
Okay.
We don't just house animals forever and ever and ever.
Right.
You know, our goal is to get them out and get them into a home.
Right.
And if that's through foster or whatever, but you know, our event volunteers can do that for us. They can be advocates, and even not at events, you know, just
Right.
when they're talking to their friend or coworker or whoever. So you don't have to be in shelter to become a volunteer. We also obviously need shelter volunteers. You know, we need help. You guys can't imagine the amount of laundry that we have. It's outrageous. So, I mean, there's so many different dog walking, you know, obviously laundry is not people's favorite, but we desperately need it. Excuse me. You know, socializing the cats, things like that. I mean, if whatever your interest is, we can find a niche. And obviously, fostering is hugely important.
Right.
The more fosters that we have, the more lives that we can save. So like I said, the Sugar Face is a program that we have. We also have, you know, medical fosters for anybody that in the medical field that wants to, you don't have to be in the medical field, but for our animals that are recovering from a surgery or sickness or something like that. Bottle baby fosters, if you're okay getting up every 3 hours to bottle baby kittens, is, you know, there's just so many different opportunities to help in any way that you feel comfortable helping. So it's volunteers and fosters are vital to what we do. I mean, we would not be able to do what we do without them.
Now, is Halo strictly for Indian River County?
No. We primarily serve Brevard, Indian River, and St. Lucie counties.
Okay.
But we do try to help with animal rescue pools and stuff like that. We've worked with Okeechobee before with their animal control.
Mm-hmm.
We've worked the Humane Society of Grand Bahama on many occasions because the Bahamas, they have a very, very low adoption rate down there. So we try to pull as many dogs as we can to help them
out of the Bahamas and put them.
Yeah,
yep,
because their
okay.
adoption rates are just not like ours are. Excuse me, I'm so sorry. So we're not primarily, you know, you don't have to be an Indian River County resident for us to help you. It is obviously a no-kill rescue, so we do work a little differently. You know, 99.9% of the time we are full. So we get about 3,000 surrender forms in every single year. And it's very hard to keep them moving and stuff like that whenever, you know, we have that amount of surrender forms coming in through.
Okay, so explain that, how to surrender forms. You mean like people
looking to surrender their pet. Yeah. We get a lot of strays also, especially with kittens.
Okay.
People will walk in with a box of kittens probably twice a week. I found these on the side of the road, or I found these in my backyard.
I think when I first met you, you told me the story about the kitten rate in Indian River County.
Oh my gosh, yeah, it's outrageous. I don't want to get my number wrong, but it was over 520 kittens that we took in last year.
Wow.
And cats are very prolific breeders. You know, they are not like dogs. They will, you know, they can have 3 litters a year.
Really?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I never knew that.
Yeah, they're very prolific breeders, you know, and then, you know, those cats then have litters. We actually just got in a 5-month-old who is very heavily pregnant, which is so pitiful because her little body's not done growing yet.
Right.
And it's a really big problem here in Indian River County is the cats. You know, and our community cats, you know, we highly advocate for TNVR, which is trap, neuter, vaccinate, return.
Yep.
That has been the only way scientifically proven to reduce community cat colonies, and to reduce the amount of kittens that are being born every single year in this county.
Right.
It's important that we try to do our best to get that situation under control, to get the
Do you work with the local Humane Society on that at all, or is that?
We have a very good relationship with the Humane Society. Yeah. and we'll exchange kittens. We'll get their bottle babies, and we'll give them our adoptable 8-week-olds. And
Right.
we do have a very good relationship with them because obviously we have the same goals in mind.
Right.
Animal rescue, and saving lives. And whenever you're full and your fosters are full and you have nobody else to call, you have to reach out for help. And we enjoy working with them. And like I said, we have different programs, different things, but we're on the same team.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you have any? I know we talked about you have some activities coming up, but do you have any like plans for the shelter that you?
Yes, we're currently under a massive renovation plan.
Okay.
So our large dog kennels, they are the original kennels that the grooming and boarding facility had 35 years ago. So as you can, we've maintained them as best as we could over the years, but as you can imagine, 35 years is a long time for kennels. We've replaced grates, we've repainted, we've done tile and grout and everything like that, but it just got to the point where we're like, we have to change this, we have to do something better. So a few years ago, we met with I didn't know this existed, but an animal shelter architect.
Oh, wow. I didn't know that existed either.
And she designed a plan for us to make the spaces much more usable because right now the kennels we have are hip height. So it's hard to you have to get in, to clean. Our handlers and caretakers have to get in and crouch down to clean, and it's back breaking. And not only was it, back breaking, but it was drywalled and stuff like that on the back. So it's almost impossible to disinfect that. So then you have potential spread of, infectious disease and things like that, parasites.
Wow.
And so we actually just finalized phase 2. We're getting ready to start phase 3 in the fall. But we're doing brand new runs. Every dog has an inside and an outside, which they did previously, but very different. And they won't be hip height anymore. It's full view. So that the dogs, because as you can imagine, all they can see is feet walking by.
Oh, yeah.
And that increases their anxiety.
Yeah.
So now that they have full view, they're going to be able to see faces.
Yeah.
They're going to be able to, it's going to be much more, it's going to be much better for their shelter anxiety. Because as you can imagine, a lot of our dogs are anxious, especially when they first come in. So that will help reduce anxiety. Everything's tiled now, so much easier to disinfect. We can bleach everything.
Yeah. Bleach is your best friend.
Bleach is our best friend. We can bleach everything. So it's going to be, not only better for the dog's mental health, but it's going to be better for our caretakers. It's going to be better to reduce, spread of diseases and parasites. Just all around, much better. So I'm working on, getting funding for phase 3, which we're planning on starting in the fall.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what beyond that?
Oh gosh, we always have plans.
I know. So what's the ultimate goal?
Well, right now we're just focusing on the runs. But the ultimate goal is we actually recently lost our adoption center, our cat adoption center.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we were in the Indian River Mall.
Oh,
and the
okay.
side that we're on, of course, is the side they're demolishing first.
Okay.
So we had to leave.
All right.
So our goal is to do something to replace that facility because it was very important, for our kittens and cats and small animals. We had so many guinea pigs and rabbits and ferrets and.
Okay.
So yeah, that's our goal after the dog runs.
So where are you going to put them now? So you had to move them over.
Well, yeah. So we had to move them over, but what we created, and this is, I think, what sets Halo apart, is we are very innovative. We base programs on what our needs are, and we created the Foster First Kitten program, where people can now adopt kittens straight out of foster, which means these kittens never have to spend a day in the shelter. It reduces spread of disease because obviously when you put a bunch of kittens in one room, some, they're babies, they're kittens, they carry nasty stuff sometimes. So it reduces spread of upper respiratory infection, parasites, things like that. And the best part is the kittens never have to come into the shelter. So we're now adopting all kittens out of foster.
Okay.
Yeah. So.
All right.
Which has been very successful. I will say we were a little nervous about how it was going to work out, but people are loving it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So about how many do you do? I mean, like a month or a year, do you think?
Well, last year we did over 520. I don't see that number decreasing anytime soon.
Okay.
Just because, we're still seeing the same amounts of kittens come in. But I think we got in 32 kittens in 1 week last year.
Wow.
Yeah, in the height of kitten season, which we're getting there. Kitten season really kind of started in March, but we're, May, June, July is whenever you start seeing them really roll in. Oh yeah. And because of Florida's temperate climate, our kitten season doesn't last 6 months. It lasts 9 months. So we only get a few months break because it's just such beautiful weather here all the time that the cats just breed constantly.
So let's talk a little bit about go back to the dogs a little bit.
Okay.
How many how many dogs are out on foster?
Oh gosh, I can't give you an exact number. I can tell you we have over 140 foster families. Okay.
For just the dogs?
No, across the board, we have 140 foster families. But, our fosters are pretty incredible. They really don't give up on these animals, especially like we have, our senior fosters who, again, are close to my heart.
I was going to ask you about that. So what's the oldest dog you've ever?
Oh, gosh. Probably 16.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Do you remember what kind it was?
It was funny, and I have to backtrack a little bit. Our senior little dogs, people don't care about their age. They get adopted almost immediately. It's our senior large breeds that don't get adopted. So, and it's sad because, and that's whenever you're dealing with arthritis and joint issues and dysplasia and things like that, Actually, I have a 14-year-old at home right now who has severe dementia, and she's driving me crazy. She just barks all day long. Just all day. But yeah, it's, we don't have as many senior dog fosters, of course, as I would like to see, you know what I mean? But we do have a great group, probably 10 that, come in and really dedicate themselves to our senior dogs and stuff like that. But that's honestly, to me, the hardest ones to see is the old ones come in.
Is there anything that you would want to say, like, that you would need or would want to say to anyone that's listening or the community about the senior dog
oh my gosh.
Fosters?
Yes, please. I cannot say enough. Please, estate planning is so important for your animals. It's so important. Please.
I didn't even think about that.
Yeah. And if you're creating a will or a trust or whatever it may be, please make sure that you include the animals in your care. Because once you pass, people are not going to be fighting to take the 14-year-old dog.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Is that a big?
Oh yes, absolutely.
Okay.
We see
I didn't even think about that until
a lot of our senior animals are surrendered because their owner either went into a nursing facility or passed away. So please, in your estate planning, make sure to include your puppies and your cats and whoever you have, guinea pigs, rabbits, birds, whatever it may be, right? Because that's so vital. And we do offer a continuing care program at Halo, which is again something we created because we were seeing this so often.
What's the continuing care?
Well, basically what it is you list Halo in your estate planning documents as the owner of your animal upon your passing or whatever the situation may be. And then leave a bequest to care for that animal. And then we guarantee that your animal will have a place at Halo no matter what.
Okay. So they're kind of going to the doggy retirement.
Yeah, sort of.
Kind of.
Obviously, we encourage people, if there's a family member that's willing to take them, please do so. Because shelter life is hard, especially for a senior dog. It's going to be even harder when you have joint pain and things like that, But yes, please just make sure that you include them in where you want them to go. Talk to a family member, whoever, about it first. If you have questions about the continuing care program, I'm more than willing to answer those and direct them on that. But I cannot emphasize enough how important estate planning is, especially with your pets.
I never thought about that, but I can see you just said it because people are like, what are we going to do here?
Yeah.
Not a lot of people, they don't really want to take the dog or whatever.
And the majority of the situations that we see are family lives up north and they don't want to do transport or can't do transport or whatever the situation may be, and the animal needs to get out of the house immediately.
Yeah, right.
So I mean, that's it's a huge thing, you know, that we see is whenever owners have either, you know, gone into a nursing facility or passed away. And
Is there information on that on your website?
Yes, there is.
Okay. So anybody that's watching or listening, they can, you know,
absolutely,
you know, go.
Or just give me a call. I'm more than happy to talk to you about it.
Okay. Is there anything we haven't talked about today?
Oh gosh. We did fosters and volunteers.
Yep.
We did events.
Yep.
We did estate planning, which is huge. 20th anniversary, which is also huge for us.
Congratulations.
Thank you. I don't know. I don't think so. I think we pretty much covered all the bases.
So are you there 7 days a week?
Oh yeah.
So you have your old cot with the dogs or the cats?
Yeah, so it's a lot, but you know what, I saw this years and years and years ago. Whenever your passion becomes your purpose, then your life is complete, and I feel that way every single day.
I feel like you're going to work. You're just going to
not. I'm saving lives.
Yep, absolutely, and thank you so much. So May 9th is when the
first kitten yoga.
Okay, now is that going to be every week or?
No, it's once a month. So we'll have it May, June. We're skipping July because of our birthday party. August and September.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now,
so 4 different chances.
Is that on your website?
It will be.
Okay.
It will be. We're working on it.
Is it going to be on Costa de Estes, which is one of our partners in Volume 2? It will be on theirs.
Yes. And
all right,
Taryn will show it on their social media too.
We'll do the same thing.
Yeah.
Once she gets it done.
Yep.
So, okay. All right. All right. Well, that's great. I really appreciate you coming in today.
Thank you so much for having me.
And if you need to or want to learn more information about Halo Animal Rescue Florida, it's HaloAnimalRescueFlorida.org.
HaloRescueFL.org.
Okay, sorry. There you go. But thank you for listening today or watching today. If you'd like to learn more about Scouted Treasure Coast, please go to our website, www.thescoutguidetreasurecoast, or Instagram @thescoutguidetreasurecoast. Thank you for watching or listening today, and we will see you next week.